What is up, guys? This is Rick's Wrestling Review, and this is going to be my Raw review for the Raw after WrestleMania 34. I'm actually pretty excited with Raw. I know there was a lot of people who said that it lacked some stuff, and it did. They could have done some things better, but in and out, it's been a pretty decent Monday Night Raw, better than most, right? So, without further ado, we're just going to hop right into it. And if you have not seen any of the other reviews that I put up, the WrestleMania and NXT Mega Review, or the two prediction videos I did for NXT TakeOver and WrestleMania 34, go check those out. Now, we're going to hop right into Raw. This is in no particular order. I'm going to try my best to match everything, but I'm kind of struggling to remember bits and pieces of Raw. But I remember that it opened up with Stephanie McMahon and Ronda Rousey, and Stephanie came out to a lot of heat from the crowd. Ronda was cheered big. They went back and forth on the microphone for a little bit, and then Ronda put Stephanie in the armbar, and I thought it was a good way to open up Raw with Ronda Rousey and Stephanie. I thought it was hilarious that the crowd was chanting "You deserve it" and doing the goodbye song as they carried Stephanie away with an injury. And then I thought it was even funnier when JoJo got on the mic and said to show compassion for Stephanie McMahon. I thought that was a good way to get everything started. Next, I think next was when No Way Jose showed up and made his debut. No Way Jose fought a jobber, and he won in about like a minute, maybe two. Like I said, I don't remember everything about Raw. I'm just trying to think and get as much as I can in on this review. After that, Nia and Alexa had their thing, right? That might have been before No Way Jose, but Nia came out, and then Alexa came out with Mickey and said that the real bully was Nia Jax, and this led to them then going on to make fun of Nia for being big, and then continuing to make fun of her, saying that she had no friends, and that's why she didn't have a tag team partner. Well, this set up for Nia to then say she did have a partner, and her partner for the night was Ember Moon, who is also making her debut on Monday Night Raw from NXT. I was very excited with Ember Moon and Nia Jax here. As a Ember Moon fan, I was pretty excited with her debut as she picked up the win for her team. Then, as you continue to go through the night, I remember Braun Strowman and Nicholas were backstage, and Braun told Kurt Angle that Nicholas had to relinquish the titles with him because he was in 4th grade and still had to go to school, which would interrupt with his schedule. I mean, that might have got some people to laugh, but I wasn't really feeling it. I just wish that they would have done something better with the tag titles and treated them like a joke here and at WrestleMania last night. But they didn't, and with that, I'm going to move right along. Seth Rollins came out and was talking about being the Intercontinental Champion and how he finally felt like Seth Rollins was back. He was actually, in my opinion, I thought he got the loudest cheers of the night. And even right here, he was being cheered heavily. And then Balor came out. Balor said that he wanted to be the first man to face Rollins for the IC title. And that didn't last very long, because after they shook hands, The Miz came out with the Miztourage. I think he had the Miztourage this time. And said that he would be the first one to fight Rollins for the belt because he had a rematch clause. Rollins told Miz to cash it in tonight. Miz said that that would not happen. It would be Backlash when they had their match. Then, yeah, he had Mr. Rogers because they went to attack them 3-on-2. And to the shock of everyone, Jeff Hardy came running to the ring for his return. And that was another big spot here. I was very excited for Jeff Hardy's return, and this would set up a 6-man tag main event later on in the night. I also remember that Elias came to the ring and he was having his concert, which was interrupted via Bobby Lashley coming out. Bobby Lashley, of course, hasn't been back in quite some time, so seeing him here was very exciting. I think that he's rumored to be the next opponent for Lesnar when Lesnar is done with Roman Reigns. As we continue, since the titles were relinquished, we got to see Dash Wilder and Scott Dawson versus Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows for the first spot in this tournament. The second spot in the tournament was determined in a match between Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt going against Apollo Crews and Titus O'Neil. The winners of both of these matches were Dash and Wilder and Scott Dawson, Dash Wilder, and Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt. That sets up a match where the two of those teams will be facing off next week, and the winner of that will fight against Cesaro and Sheamus in the Raw Tag Team title match in Saudi Arabia in the Greatest Royal Rumble. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing things. I'm just kind of tired and not on my A game right now, but I'll get over it. I think there's a couple more things to talk about here. They mentioned The Undertaker Cena, but I missed what they said about it. And after that, there was a Roman Reigns segment where Reigns came out and he was talking about how he was there and Lesnar wasn't, and that if they kept booking him to fight Brock, he would eventually beat him. When Samoa Joe's music hit, Joe comes out, tells Reigns that he's a failure and a liar because he couldn't beat Brock, and that he lied to himself, lied to the fans, lied to everyone, and that after Brock beat him in Saudi Arabia, that he would be waiting for Roman at Backlash. So, people were excited to see Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe cut a really good promo, and that was the end of this segment. I also forgot about a segment, but I can go back to it, because like I said, this isn't in order at all. Owens and Zayn were backstage with Kurt Angle when they told him that they wanted to join the roster. He said he had one spot available and that spot could be earned in a match between the two of them. The match happened later on in the show, and Owens and Zayn both failed to get up, and get up before a 10 count was reached, and it ended in a draw, which means neither person would get the contract. Also, the Authors of Pain showed up to answer an open challenge against Rhino and Slater, which they won. And that sets us up for the final segment of Monday Night Raw, the 6-man tag team match between the team of Balor, Rollins, and Hardy, Jeff, versus The Miz and Axel and Dallas. This match was pretty much one-sided from the get-go. ending with Seth Rollins picking up the pin on The Miz. After the match was over, Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel would both receive all three finishers from Rollins, Balor, and Miz apiece, and that was the end of the show. Overall, I think this show was very decent, probably a 5 out of 10 average show. I'm interested to see tomorrow night on SmackDown who shows up for them, and especially next week what they're going to do with the Superstar Shakeup. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe for more. Like always, this is Rick's Reviews. Thanks for watching.